What's going on, Card Pack? Obviously the market has been down over the last few months. And as I've been saying, this just seems like a really good buyer's market to me. I'm not getting into the fear because, again, when markets go down, fear grows. When markets go up, greed grows. And no matter how you're feeling right now, I understand the discomfort sometimes. But for me, I look at a lot of this stuff and I'm just kind of salivating, thinking, things are like really on sale compared to where they've been. Well, will they go back up to as high as they were in a reasonable time frame? Maybe, maybe not. But in a reasonable time frame, will they go higher than where they are now? I think very likely. So what I'm going to do in today's video is we're going to go over 12 LeBron James rookie cards and analyze them and see where are the best buys at. You're really going to want to watch this video. It's going to be very helpful because if you would all even agree with me even a little bit that, hey, maybe there's some really good GOAT cards to buy right now that are just really on sale, that are really good investments. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Make your own decisions. But if you agree with that at all, LeBron James would certainly be one of those GOATs. And we're going to do a bit of a deep dive here. So stick around. A couple reminders first. If you want the audios from these videos, check out the podcast, link in description. And if you want my top sports card pick of the day, which we've been really searching for value right now in the Sports Card Society, go ahead and join it. $12.99 a month or $129 a year. You get 2 free months on the year. Plus you get access to the private Discord, which is an excellent group of people. We've been snagging some what I feel excellent value so far, and some other cards that have a lot of upside in the near future. I'm not going to tell you which ones, obviously, but anyways, check it out. Link is in the description. It's only like 40 cents a day. Here's one previous example. This Baker Mayfield here, we were buying it in March for well under $300. Actually, I bought some in February for way under $300. And here we are, June 1st, one sold for $510, and they're going for around $500. So even in this down market, there are cards that are going up. So, this card alone, if you bought it, it'd pay for your entire year's membership of the Sports Card Society, and you'd still be in the green. So anyways, check it out. Link is in the description. All right. So here we are. We're in the Market Movers tool. What I did is I went to price movements by card, and then I picked, and then up there, I'm not going to show you the top because then I'll show you all these other cards above it. We're going to start here down at the bottom. I pulled up 12 LeBron James rookie cards. They're all obviously from 2003. They're all PSA 10s. We're going to dive in. I'm going to try to not make this video too long, but I want to give some good value here. By the way, hit that subscribe button. I really want to get to 5,000 subscribers. I've become aware that 60% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. Come on, please, help a guy out. I really want to get there. And hit that like button while you're at it. All this stuff really supports the channel. All right, so the first one we're going to look at, LeBron James, 2003 Topps Pristine 101. Pop count of 454, pretty low. What I did, by the way, is all these cards, I pulled up their charts from the last 365 days, so last year from today. And the time of me shooting this is June 13th, 2021. 73 sales of this card over the year. Right now, it's going for around $17.55. Let's pull up this chart real quick. Again, I'm not going to spend a ridiculous amount of time on these because we got 12 to get through. But we are going to take a quick look for Sheezy. So a year ago, it was at $2,100. Right now, the latest sale was $17.55. Now, that feels like quite a dip from the one that sold before it at $2,200. So maybe that's a bit of an outlier there. But I always really like this card. I think there's a refractor of this card, too. I didn't realize the pop count was so low. 454. It looks like this card got up to a high of about $4,700. Here's another sale at $41. So it got well above $4,000. And right now you're telling me it's going for $2,000 or less. And a year ago, this card was at $2,100. Here's the low though, in that dip from after when he won the finals to basically when the run up till January, till basically when that run up happened. So this card got down to about $1,500. So to me, that's probably about the bottom, right? So this is a card that I think to keep an eye on for sure. Let's go to the next one. That pop count's so low. And it's a good looking card. Number 11 on the list, his 2003 Upper Deck Star rookie, number 301, pop count of only 275. And I think if we've learned anything over the last year, and I think we're really learning it hard right now, is that pop count matters. It matters. Like, it's one of the most important things going forward. It's one of the most important things long term, I should say. Anyways, 58 sales of this card over the year. So that's about, 20% of all these have sold over the last year. Some of them may have changed hands more than once, the individual card. But let's pull up this chart. Up over on the year, almost 10%. By the way, that Topps Pristine is down 16% from where it started a year ago. Now this card, Upper Deck Star Rookie. Good looking card, I think. $2,800 a year ago. Here it is at $2,000 actually. And then here it is running all the way up to almost $9,000 in February of this year. And now here it is down here around $3,000. $2,100 was during that dip after he won the finals last year. So interesting card to look at too. Again, I really like these pop counts. Would I rather have this over the Topps Chrome? Topps Chrome right now, we'll get to that one. I suppose that's what we'll talk about at the end, huh? Number 10 on the list is 2003 Upper Deck MVP, pop count of 1,215. By the way, if you don't know what pop count means, it just means a particular card in a particular grade. That's how many of them currently exist. There's pop count for PSA 9, PSA 8, all that stuff. By the way, in this tool that I'm using, this is the Market Movers tool. This is my data tool of choice. You need to have a data tool. Because if you don't, you're living in past times. Really, you cannot keep up or compete with this market today. You need a data tool, whether it's Market Movers or something else. You really need one. I prefer the Market Movers tool. I think it's the best one by far, and it's obviously what I'd use in all my videos. I'll put a link for this tool in the description. Use code SOCIETY, and you'll get 20% off your first month or your first year, whichever subscription you choose. I suggest the year. And by the way, I have the Pro version of the Market Movers tool here, in case you're wondering. But this Upper Deck MVP, it's up about 26% on the year. That's very interesting, right? 237 sales of this card, so again, about a 20% sales volume. Let's pull up this chart. And this chart we're looking at here, of course, it's over the whole year. I'm sure you're probably familiar with this card. This one's got a lot more action, but it's got a higher pop count. So $700 at the start at a year ago, okay? And it looks like it worked its way all the way up to, I'm gonna go here, during the bubble, got up to about 1,600, went down to about call it 750. So that's about where it started, right? And it went down there. Now it ran up in January when we had the run up. Looks like it got up to a high of about 2,000. And now it's sitting around 930? It may drop a bit more, but it's LeBron. We have several instances of it bottoming out around 750. Don't count. I'm not counting that 612. That seems like an outlier because the sale before and after are well north of 700. So again, interesting. It's like, well, it's not at the absolute bottom yet. I don't know, man. I feel like these are pretty good buys right now. That's me. All right. 12, 11, 10. Number 9 on the list. 2003 Upper Deck Rookie Exclusives, pop count of only 963, up almost 37% on the year. 247 sales. So that's pretty solid sales volume there. That's almost 25%. Should be a good amount of data to look at here. So this card a year ago was going for $660. And then it worked its way up to about almost $2,000 during the bubble. Then it went down to, looks like around $750, $800. And then it went all the way up to, we'll say, about $2,400. Wow. During that run up in February. And now it looks like it's going for around, I'd say probably 900 to 1,000. And this is the card we're talking about. So again, I feel like it's just kind of nearing its bottom. And you may be really skeptical. You may be an extra cynic, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just we need all kinds to get perspectives. I'm a bit more of an optimist. I don't know. But I study this stuff every day, as you all know. And I can't help but feel that we are approaching a bottom. And I get a lot of comments. I listen to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. I watch a lot of other videos. I read a lot of other comments. And what I've gathered is what I've gathered is there are several of the most common perceptions of the situation. Some obviously think, some people say, hey, the market's going to crash. We're going to go all the way back to where we were before this run-up ever even started. So that would be like, I don't know, January 2020. Not out of the realm of possibility. I don't see that, because no matter what happens, no matter how many people leave the sports card hobby, investment, etc., there's going to be more than there were in January of 2020, because so many people have come in the last year plus during COVID. And you can't think, well, they're all going to go away. You can't think that. I could see half of them going away. I think that's a pretty heavy amount, actually. But that still leaves all those people in addition to the people that were already there. Because the people that were already there pre-COVID, they're just going to be there because they've always been there. Like, they're OGs at this point, even though it's only about maybe a year and a half, 2 years of collecting and investing. So that's the reality of it. So I think that prices certainly go down, but I think we're kind of approaching balance. Another state is, some people are like, there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines. And I can't disagree with that, because I'm not saying buy, but I'm saying keep an eye. And I think a lot of people are on the sidelines waiting, having their eyes on certain players and certain cards, just waiting for that price point to show and possibly some stability to show, which the best way to find the stability is to be able to have a data tool like this, okay? Because then you can see, I'll show you in this next card what that looks like. But anyways, next one on the list is 2003 Bowman Rookies and Stars. Base, of course. Pop count of 483. Pretty low pop count. This one overall is up almost 50% on the year, 96 sales of it, so about a 20% sales volume. Let's pull up this chart. I really like this card. I actually think this is one of the more undervalued LeBron James rookie cards long term. I think this is a good classic card. My favorite is actually the number one on the list, which I own. You have to wait till we get to number one, but I'll show you. I've loved that one, and I bought a good number of them when I was like, everything else was going up. I'm like, why is this one not going up? This one has so much to it. I'll show it to you when we get there. But here's what I mean by stability. You see how, like, down here at this area, here to here, it's kind of flattened out. That's stability. And you can kind of tell where that is when you have these charts. By the way, if you want to learn how to read charts better, I put together a course called Delta Factor. I'll put a link for it in the description. I really show you how to read charts a lot better and really find the undervalued cards and see emerging trends. A couple bonuses come with this too. You get a year of a month of the Sports Card Society, a whole year access to the Discord. So check it out. Link in the description. But so this card here, it was around, say, 2,000, 2,200 a year ago. It had a nice spike up to, we'll say, maybe about 5,000, 5,500, and then it went down to about 22,000 to 2,200. Went back down to roughly where it was. And now it ran up again, 8,800. I'd say that's probably the high, about 8,800. Tried to push 9. Then here went down there, and now it's going for around 2,350 again. We have 2 instances in the past year of it holding steady around this kind of 2,200 mark, and it looks like we're really around that mark. I can't help but feel this card may not have a whole lot more down to go. Very low pop count, only 483. Matter of fact, let's go to eBay real quick on this one. See what we can find some listed for it. My guess is that no one actually wants to sell it for 2,200, so there may not even be one listed for anywhere around it. Say 3,000 is the lowest, but there's auctions going on. Here's an auction. I'll put a link in the scripts for this one. I'll say that right away because I just really like this one, and I think it's undervalued, and it looks like it's kind of hit its support. You call it bottom, whatever you want, but I refer to it as support. And up here was the resistance. The resistance got up to almost 9,000, which is what you might call the top. And now the bottom's down here. And you're thinking, well, that just got crazy out of hand. Yeah, but think about how many people bought this well above 2,200. And it's LeBron. Like, any LeBron I bought, if it's gone down and if it's worth less today than I paid for, I'm not selling it. Because it's LeBron. It's not Michael Porter Jr. It's LeBron. It's going to go back up. Like, I have 1,000% certainty in that. If you're still watching the video, give it a like, please. Help support the channel. So let's go to the next card. 2003 Bowman Rookies and Stars Chrome. Isn't that funny? Pop count of 505. There's more of the pop count of this is a little higher than the base. Now, 111 of those have sold, up about 55%. So this can be the same card we just looked at. How much is it up over the year? This one's up about 55%, where the base was up about 50%. Now, looking at this chart, boy, that had a big peak. This card was going for about 4,100 a year ago. Had a run up to about 8,300 during the bubble. Came back down to about 4,600, right? So just a little above where it was before it ran up. And then it looks like we had a high sale of about, geez, man, this card got all the way up to about 25 grand. Whew, this one got a little out of hand. And now it's back down here where? About 6,200. So it might have a little lower to go, maybe. But you can see how it's flattened out here. You see the run up, the fast decline, and now you see how it's been kind of flat for maybe 3 weeks. So that's an interesting, in reality, I would say, probably about 3 weeks. It's been flat. That's interesting because over the course of, here it is, February to here, over 3 months, it went down like, 75%. Call it 70% maybe. And now it's kind of flattened out. So that's interesting. Well, it might drop again. Voice of public opinion. It might, but it's LeBron. I mean, how much more is this card going to go down? I mean, it's flattened out here. You can see here where it was up and then it went down over some time. And then it just kind of flattened out and then there was another run up. I don't see a world where come next basketball season, his cards don't go up. Most cards don't go up. I can't see a world where, as we get closer to the basketball season, I can't see a world where these cards stay flat or go down. I can only see them going up, especially a guy like LeBron. So I really like this one, but I'd probably go with the base right now because I think it's more close to the bottom. Next on the list, LeBron James 2003 Topps. Number 221, his base. Pop count of 1946, up 55% on the year. 397. That's how many sales. So that's pretty solid. That's about a 20% sales volume. Let's chart this sucker. I'm going to see, hopefully by the end of this video, I see what I think is the number one LeBron card to get right now. I don't know if you can really go wrong with any of these, frankly. Anyways, let's look at this chart. 3,000 a year ago. Ran its way up to about 7,000 during the bubble. Went back down to about 3,600 maybe. Where was the low? There was a sale of 2,937, but that was a very short dip, and then it kind of bounced back up. So I think maybe about 3,500, where I'm seeing this trend emerge as we look through these, right? This card's going for about 3,000 a year ago. And then when it dips down, it's typically just a little bit above, like maybe 5% above where it was before the run-up. I've seen that. Have you noticed that with these cards we've been looking at? And then it goes up here to a high of, dang near 12,000. And now where is it? Looks like the latest sale was 4,000. I think maybe there's still a little bit down to go, but you can see some evidence of support here too over the past few weeks, sitting around about 5,000. So that's, I feel like that one has probably a little bit more to go down, but I really like this card too. I really like the Topps one. Classic card, and pop count's not crazy, that's for sure. Next on the list, 2003 Topps Chrome, the one we've all been waiting for, except for the number one on the list, which is my favorite one and the one that I have the most of by far. Guys, I'll tell you why when we get to it. Let's stick to this one for now. 2003 Topps Chrome, number 111, base. Pop count of 2108. 390 sales of it, so a little less than 20% sales volume overall in the last year. It's up 60%. Have we noticed this too, that all except for one of these cards is up over the last year? In my opinion, as an investment, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So here we are. A year ago, this card was going for, here's at 9,400, 89. So about we'll call it 9,000, 9,500 a year ago. And then during the bubble, it ran up to about 15,500. Then it went down, looks like a bottom of about 95 to 10,000. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little above where this was. And that kind of came down to the bottom. And then that's the support. And then it ran up, of course, in January, February. Went up to, we know it went up to 45,000. And there were more than one sale around 45,000. And now it's come down to about 14,000. Which would be, I think it might still have a little bit more down to go, but we're seeing a little bit of evidence of support. But we could have said that back here too, around 23,000, 25,000. And then it ran down some more. Because, he was hurt and he lost. So now he lost. And now it's sitting here around 14. I think this card probably goes down to around 12. I think at 12 on this one, bye. Oh, what? Who? We have a guest appearance. Justin, what was that? Bye. Yeah, 12,000. I'd buy. See, it's already auctioned up here. 12,005 maybe. I'm going to put a link in the description for this one just because. This is his main rookie card. His main base rookie card anyways. Certainly the one that leads his market. You know what I mean? Unless, of course, some super premium one, like the Exquisite out of 25 sells, then all of a sudden, if it sets a new record high, his whole market goes up. But the first one to go after that is going to be this one. Next on the list, 2003 Upper Deck Redemption Special, pop count of 1301, 275 sales, so again, about 20% sales volume. This one's up 86% on the year. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial investor, but to me, that's pretty good. 1301 pop count, if I didn't say that already. Let's pull it up. Fairly low price card, too, especially for the pop count. Let's take a look at the card. Oh, this one. Yo! It's kind of a weird card to me. 237 a year ago. Ran up to, looks like about, 500. Then it went down to about 300. Where was it here? It was about probably 250. And then it bottomed out around, 280, 300. So that's a little above where it was. And then it ran back up. Looks like it got to a high of, I would say the high was probably 1,300. Somewhere between 1,100, call it 1,200. And it stayed there for a while, around 900. Then it went down. Now we're back around 450. 450. Where was it back here? About 350. So I think this one maybe has a little bit down to go too. A little. But not my favorite LeBron card, that's for sure. Although, look how much it's gone up. Can't talk crap about that. 2003 Fleer base, pop count of only 621. This is one that I think people don't talk about that much. Again, this one's up 90% on the year. 181 sales. That is, that's like a 30% sales volume. Let's pull up this chart. Again, 90% on the year. Not a bad return. I'll take it. This is the Fleer one. Brown looks a little disgruntled. Just looks like such a little boy there, doesn't he? You can barely tell it's the same person. It's so funny how we age. Oh, by the way, you were all wondering, yes, I found a lot of morels. I just got back yesterday from morel hunting, and I found a ton of them. We're at this point where we have more than we even know what to do with, which I feel kind of... So I'm going to be eating a crap load of morels, and I think that's got to be a healthy thing. Eating wild food, I think so. Anyways... This card was at about 1,000 to say 1,250 a year ago. Ran up to about, looks like almost 3,000. And then came down and hit a support of about 1,250. 1,250 to 1,350. So you can see how it's flatlined here. Again, if you don't have a data tool, seriously get a data tool. This is the one I prefer. Links in the description with the discount code. And then it ran up to about 6,600. It's quite a run up. So that was how much? That was about double, a little over double what it was back here during this run up in the bubble. And now it's come down to what? Looks like about 2,000. So I think maybe this one has a little ways down to go still, maybe just like the other ones. But I can't help but feel that we are nearing a support because, again, it's LeBron, right? And the lowest this one was going for was about $1,000 last time it hit the support, but really looks like the support was really about $1,250. And right now we're sitting at, I think the support's sitting around 2,000. I don't think there's any chance this goes below 1,500 as a support. So, but I think by the time basketball season comes up, this card's at least 4,000 again. Maybe it doesn't get all the way up here, but if you buy it down here and it gets up to 4,000, seems pretty good to me. Is this number one finally? Yes. No. This is not number one. The 2003 Bazooka Comics PSA 10 of course, pop count of only 448, 147 sales on the year. Talk about, I mean, we're like 35% sales volume. Very liked card, up almost 200% on the year. Let's pull up this card, this chart. And my favorite one is number one on the list, and it's over the year, it's gone up more than 200%. So you'll see. Just hold on. This is this one. Like, oh, where's LeBron? Because it's all a cartoon one. But I love it because it also does the cross thing with Bazooka, because Topps owns Bazooka. I love it because there's so much extra pop culture to it, and it makes it so unique. It just brings out that much more emotional interest and love from people. So this card is going for about, say, $300 a year ago. During the run up, it looks like it hit about $750, and then it went down to about, $400. That was the support. Like, that's, first of all, pay attention here. $450. Here we are, about $450, $500, and then it ran up. Looks like a high sale of $3,000. Wow. To $2,370. We'll say, boy, $3,000 being the high sale. Easily several sales around the $2,300, $2,400 mark. Then it went down to $1,500, and then $1,100. Right now, it's sitting around $700. Showing some decent support. Maybe it goes down a bit more. But I just love these cards because of the Bazooka thing. Like, it's just this double relatability, this likability, like Bazooka. Like, everyone knows Bazooka, right? And like, you just think of it where it's red, white, and blue. You think of sports, think of baseball mostly. But it's like, this is such a unique card. Low pop count, 448. I dig it. Now, to number one on the list. The one that I own the most of. The one that, when I was buying it, I was like, I don't see why this card isn't up yet. I think it's just incredibly undervalued. And I would say time has agreed with me looking at it now. I hadn't really looked at it until literally today when I pulled this thing up. And I just, sometimes you get things wrong, but sometimes you get them right, and sometimes you get them really right. This one I got really, really right, and I just feel really good about it. I'm not saying, hey, look at me, I'm the best of all time, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you get it really right, and it feels really good. Like, this is one that I banged the table on that I was very, very much for. So here it is. 2003 Bazooka Base. That's the one. And actually, the pop count on this is only 142. This one on the year is up 615%. 61 sales of this card. So that's almost like a 45% sales volume. This card is loved, and people do not want to. It's changing hands, but people do not want to let it go. Let's pull up the chart. And in reality, this card, when I dug deeper on it, most of what I bought was, because here's the card, was the gold version, where the border, instead of being white, is gold, which is much more rare than even this one. And this card a year ago was going for $1,000, and then it didn't really, then here it is going for $3,000, and then it went down to about $1,100, $1,200. Reality, probably about $1,500 was probably the support. Those are just kind of dips there. So that's pretty solid. It starts at, $1,000, and then it's up 50% in the dip, and then it runs all the way up to about 12,500. And now it's sitting around about 6,100. Do you notice how this one has not come anywhere near this support? Like every other one, even the Topps Chrome, it hasn't come anywhere near this support down here, because this is where people figured it out. Again, I don't get everything right. I get things wrong. I get some things right, but every so often, I get something really right. And this one I got really right, I think. I think the data kind of shows it. Again, not saying I'm the best of all time. Leave your trolling comments to yourself if you're feeling some hate in your heart. Kindness is nice. It's good. It's good for you. Try kindness. But yeah, I was buying... And again, I bought mostly the gold version, where it's got gold on the borders. So this is rare. This is a rare card. I mean, look at it. It's here with Bazooka Joe, but it's not the cartoon one. The cartoon one's good, like we just looked at, but this is actually him on it. So I was like, I feel like this one's a lot better, and I just like it more. This is my favorite LeBron rookie card. This is my favorite LeBron rookie card. Because it's got Bazooka Joe, it's got Bazooka, it's kind of cartoony, but you still got him in it. Like, I'm like, yeah, this just, you look at this and it just feels good. This is a card I've recommended to the Sports Card Society, months ago. A lot of months ago, actually. But anyways, I love this card. This is my favorite LeBron rookie card. I think you can see why, because it just, when you look at it, it just feels good. And again, they have a gold version. That's the one I mostly have. And there's several other Bazooka LeBron ones too, but none of them have any of the cartooniness to them. They have the Bazooka logo and stuff, and they're like from the Bazooka stuff, but they don't have Bazooka Joe. They don't have any cartooniness to them. There's a couple. There's a red jersey and a white jersey, something like that. So really, there's 4 Bazooka rookie cards that I know of, and those come in the white and gold border also. Gold border being the most rare. Like this card in gold, I think there's only like 2 of them on 10s on the planet. I don't have a 10. I wish I'd bought a 10, but I didn't, because even when I was looking at them, like, I don't even know, 6. It was, where was it? I think I bought most of them in like December. And it was just, I don't know. I didn't want to pay that much. So I bought like PSA 8s of the gold, because they were going for like $300, and now they're going for like, I don't know, $1,600, $2,000 even after the market went down. I don't know what they got up to, but that's not a card that I really want to get rid of. Like, this card just makes a lot of sense. I think it has more value to grow in it still, because there's so much nostalgia with this. It's just such a good card. I'm not sitting here being like I think the market's going to do this, and I'm analyzing it like I am, but I'm just like also just being the card collector I am, and I just love this card. And I just like, it just hits the kid, because sports card collecting, like it hits the kid in all of us, doesn't it? And of all his cards, doesn't this one hit the kid in you the most? Does me. It's not even close. Like, this is definitely my favorite LeBron rookie card. Sure, you got RPAs and all that. Of course, I would take an RPA over this. But, I mean, of non-auto patch cards, like, this is my favorite LeBron rookie card. And I think time will tell that this card over time will go up, percentage-wise, more than the Topps Chrome, which is, his main base card. I think that this is the one that people really collecting LeBron love this one the most. Plus the pop count, so low. Let's see what the pop counts are in other grades. Let's pull that up real quick. Got the PSA 9 and BGS 9.5 here in the Market Movers tool. Last year. But I'm going to take the 10 out of the equation. See, PSA 9, only 300. BGS 9.5 is not giving me the pop. So let's pull the 10 out of the equation real quick so we can see these. Same kind of trend. They went up and they just have come down less than any other LeBron card, including the Topps Chrome. Let's go to eBay real quick, see if there's any of these available, these PSA 10s. There's auctions going on. 20,000. 6,500. That's actually probably about right. That person actually probably wants to sell it, right? What was the latest sale on this one? Yeah, this person actually wants to sell it. So that person, they'll take an offer. So I'm going to put a link in the description for this one. And I don't really care. Like, to me, it doesn't matter what grade you buy of this one, because the pop count on all of them are so damn low. 142 for the 10, 300 for the 9. I don't have the 8 up, but it's low. BGS 9.5. I mean, you probably add up the 10, the 9, the 8, the 7, the BGS 9.5 before you get to the pop count of the Topps Chrome 10. So I'll put a link in the description for that. That is on this list. That is my favorite one. Still, even with it being up so much more than these other ones, I still feel like, look at that. This one has gone up 3 times more than the next closest one of all of LeBron's rookie cards. Granted, we didn't look at all of them, but we looked at the top 12. And this is just like, sure, we didn't pull up any refractors except for the Bowman rookie and stars. No, it's just Chrome, excuse me. We didn't pull up any refractors. Those are probably out of the price range of most people. Those ones I really love too, obviously, because they're so rare, and the refractors, we love them. But, I mean, if you look at these, like, to me, that Bazooka is still the best one. But I think the Bowman, rookies and stars, both of these, especially the base, are undervalued. And, you can't hate on the Topps Chrome because there's always demand for that, although I think it'll go down to about $12.50 is where I think that one bottoms out. But you can't, if you're buying this, you're not trying to flip it in a few weeks. You know what I mean? So it's kind of thing where, like, it's super on sale and, like, you get these and put them in your collection because they're going to go up again. You just do. You do in your heart. And when the market goes back up, if you're sitting here beating the table saying the market's crashed, it's over, blah, 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 and then you come back in a few months and cards are up, remember that. Not to feel bad, just it's a good learning lesson. I mean, I'll show you these charts. You clearly see how cards go up and down. We just had a massive run-up in January, February. The biggest one maybe ever. Doesn't it make sense that the drop would equal it? I mean, Newton's laws, cause and effect. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Don't talk about physics. This is the card market. Man, that is the laws of the universe. Just us as humans, we're dumb. We don't know much. But we know that's a law of the universe. Can't necessarily explain how it happens in every single case, including this one. But with a massive run-up is going to be a massive drop. With a medium run-up is going to be a medium drop. That's the way it's going to go. Welcome to markets since always. So buy the best players, buy their best cards. That's my advice. But not financial advice, because I'm not a financial investor and I'm not allowed to say that. So make your own decisions. Leave a comment below. Links for everything in the description. Sports Card Society, Market Movers Tool, Delta Factor course. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button. Thank you for spending this time with me. Bring the kindness out of your heart and leave a comment. And use intelligence. Share some thoughts on this market. I am interested in hearing what you have to say. Say it in a way that isn't a kick in the balls. Say it in a way that's just a human-to-human respect thing, okay? Stay classy. You're awesome, Card Pack. I'll see you tomorrow.